Okay, so you want to take your English skills to the next level, right? Like really be able to talk about anything in English.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
We're talking about reaching a level of fluency where you can confidently discuss complex topics, debate global issues, anything you would normally discuss in your native language, but in English.
Right, and without breaking a sweat.
Exactly. And the exciting thing is there's actually a free online course that can help you get there.
There is, and that's what we're going to unpack today, the ins and outs of the C1 English diploma from Allison.
Allison, is that like a learning platform or something?
It is. They offer a ton of different courses, and a lot of them are completely free, including this one, which is pretty awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it, a high-level English diploma.
Okay, that's amazing, but what exactly does C1 mean in terms of English fluency? I'm not really familiar with all the levels and certifications.
So C1 refers to the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages,
Mm.
or CEFR. It's basically a globally recognized way to assess language proficiency.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like a universal ranking system for language skills.
Exactly. And a C1 ranking means you've achieved a very advanced level of English. Universities and employers all over the world recognize it as a sign that you're not just comfortable with English, but practically fluent.
Wow, okay. So this isn't just about ordering food or asking for directions anymore.
Not at all. This is about confidently expressing your opinions, debating different perspectives, and really diving deep into any topic imaginable, all in English.
Wow, okay. So reaching C1 is kind of a big deal. I'm guessing that's why the course description mentions things like career planning, investments, even superstitions.
Exactly. It's about giving you the vocabulary and grammatical tools to hold your own in a wide range of conversations, even those that are complex or nuanced.
So how does the course actually work? What's the structure like?
Well, they've done a really great job of presenting the material in a way that's both engaging and effective. They use a mix of video and audio to introduce new vocabulary, which is really helpful for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, like what?
Well, first, it really helps with comprehension. You're not just reading words on a page, you're hearing them spoken naturally, which is how we learn best.
And I'm guessing it helps with pronunciation too, right? Because sometimes seeing a word written down doesn't give you a good sense of how to actually say it.
Absolutely. And the second reason this approach is so effective is that they immediately put that new vocabulary into practice with grammar lessons. So you're not just memorizing a list of words, you're learning how to use them correctly and naturally in sentences.
Okay, so that makes sense. But tell me more about the practical side of things. How do they actually make sure you're not just learning these concepts, but really mastering them?
Well, they really emphasize the application of all this knowledge through a variety of activities. So you'll find reading comprehension exercises, simulated conversations that let you practice your speaking and listening, and even writing activities where you get to put your grammar skills to the test in different contexts.
It's really cool how they combine those practical activities with the more in-depth vocabulary and grammar stuff. Speaking of which, I noticed they get into some pretty advanced grammar in the C1 course. I even saw idiomatic expressions listed in the description, and those can be tricky.
They can be, but they're so important for achieving that natural, almost native-like fluency. Because you know those idiomatic expressions are those sayings that don't translate literally.
Right. Like if someone said to me, he's got a chip on his shoulder. I mean, I know now that it means someone is holding a grudge, but if you'd only ever learned formal vocabulary, you'd be pretty lost.
Exactly. Idioms add that color and natural flow to your English, so you sound less like you're reading from a textbook and more like, well, a native speaker.
Yeah, totally. Ah, that actually reminds me of this one time. This is when I was first learning English, and someone said something about raining cats and dogs, and I was like, wait, what? I was so confused. I actually thought they meant it literally, and I was looking around for like falling animals. It wasn't my proudest moment. But anyway, so it's not all about idioms at this level, right? I mean, the grammar stuff seems pretty intense too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's really where that C1 distinction comes in. It's not
Hmm.
just about knowing, let's say, the past tense versus the present tense. It's about delving into all the subtle nuances of using different tenses to express really specific meanings. Like, for example, those conditional sentences you mentioned. They go way beyond the basics at this level. You'll be exploring hypothetical situations, past possibilities, all these different ways to analyze complex decisions or debate what might have been.
Okay, so we're really getting into the nitty-gritty of the English language here. This is serious stuff. But let's say, for argument's sake, you've put in all the work, mastered all this advanced material, aced all the assessments with a score of 80% or higher. What happens then?
Well, you get bragging rights for sure, but more officially, Allison actually awards you a real diploma, a diploma in English C1 level, to be exact. And this isn't like, just a digital badge you can share on LinkedIn or something.
So it's legit, like something you could actually put on your resume, which I'm guessing is a big deal, right? Especially if you're applying for jobs where English fluency is key.
It is. I
Eh?
mean, these days, employers really want to see proof.
Yeah, they want to know you actually have the skills, not just that you say you do.
Exactly. So having a certification, especially one that's independently verifiable, like this Allison diploma, well, it shows them you're serious.
It's like proof you've gone the extra mile. You haven't just taken some basic English class. You've mastered these really advanced concepts.
Right. It shows a real commitment to self-improvement, which a lot of employers really value. And it shows them that, hey, this person can communicate effectively in English at a very high level. That opens doors.
It does. And it sounds like Allison gives you some different options for how you actually want to like show off your accomplishment.
Yeah, definitely. You can just download a digital copy, if you just want to have it for your records or something. Or you can go old school, get a printed copy.
I like that. Frame it. Put it on your wall.
Exactly. Or you can get it framed directly through Allison. They have that option too.
That's really cool. I like that they give you those different choices. It's like having a tangible reminder of all the work you put in and what you achieved. It's kind of inspiring, actually.
It is. And, that's what's so great about learning a language. It opens up all these new possibilities for you, both personally and professionally.
It does. So as we wrap things up here, I just want to leave you with this thought. Imagine yourself walking into that job interview, or maybe it's a business meeting, or even just a casual conversation, whatever the situation. You're able to express yourself clearly, confidently, with nuance. And it's effortless because you're fluent. I mean, really fluent in English. That's powerful. What doors could that open for you?
That's the beauty of language. It has the power to connect us, to break down barriers, to create opportunities. And with Allison's C1 English diploma, that power is well within your reach.